Hi, my friends. In this video, we are talking about how to wash the vulva, how to wash the vagina. Now, I know there's been a lot of things going around, whether or not you should wash the vulva or not, whether or not you should wash your vagina or not, whether or not you should use only water, whether or not we do really need soap down there. A lot of questions are being asked. So let's talk about it. The first thing we need to clear up is the difference between the vulva and the vagina, because I think that's where most of the confusion lies. So this is the vulva and this is the vagina. The vulva is like the entire feminine area, the labia majora, the labia minora, your clitoris. It's the entire feminine area. Whereas the vagina, it's just that hole. It's just the hole where babies come out of and where tampons go up into. That is the vagina, just that hole. So, do we need to wash the vagina? We don't. We don't need to wash the vagina because up in that hole, it cleanses itself. How does it cleanse itself? With a discharge. When we have a discharge, that's the vagina actually cleaning itself. She doesn't need our help. We don't need to push anything up there to clean it or to wash it out. It does the job itself, and she does a great job at it. So we don't need to push anything up there to cleanse inside. What needs to be washed is the vulva. The vulva definitely needs to be washed. So why? Why does the vulva need to be washed? Because it comes in contact with so many things. We have a lot of sweat glands in our feminine area, a lot. So we sweat a lot down there. There's a lot of natural oils down there. There's a lot of bacteria, just natural bacteria down there. Blood when we have our period. There's semen. So our vulva comes in contact with so many things. There is no way that it shouldn't be washed. It should definitely be washed. Question is, now I know that I don't need to wash my vagina. I don't need to stick anything up in there to wash out inside of it. She's good to go. But I definitely need to wash my vulva. What do I wash it with? Girl, use a soap. Use a soap. Of all the things I've listed, there is no way water alone can lift all of that dirt and the impurities away. It is necessary to use a soap because soap is a surfactant, and a surfactant needs to be mixed with the water in order to lift those impurities, the oils, the bacteria off of our skin in order for it to be washed away. Water alone cannot do that. You want to wash your hair with just water. And you wouldn't just come from outside and wash your hands with just water and feel clean. So why would you just wash your vulva with water? You definitely need something to mix with the water, you definitely need something to mix with the water, which is soap, a surfactant, in order for it to lift the dirt away and wash it away. Now, whatever soap you use is totally up to you. I use a feminine wash. I know a lot of people use feminine washes. There's a lot of people who also use like a sensitive baby. If you haven't yet, check out this video where I talk about the best feminine washes to use. They're all natural, very safe ingredients. They're also Black owned, Black women owned, and we love that. So if you haven't already, check out this video where I talk about the best feminine washes to use. So now we know that, yes, girl, you definitely need to wash your vulva, and you definitely need to use a soap, a sensitive wash, whichever one you choose. Now, how do I wash it? How do I wash my vagina? So let's get into it. Now, I use a body wash and I use a feminine wash. So before I go down there and wash my vulva, I cleanse my body first. So like grab your rag. Now girl, it is up to you whether or not you use a rag to wash your vulva or whether or not you use your hands. I'll be quite honest with you, I use both. Sometimes I go in with a rag and I do my thing, but I also sometimes feel like, okay, did I miss somewhere? Especially when I'm cleaning certain parts, and we'll talk about that soon. I go back in and I go with my hands. So whether or not you use a rag or you use your hands, just ensure that you're getting in there and cleaning your creases and the crevices. First thing I do is I create a lather with my rag and my soap, and then I wash the groin area right there. So I'm actually getting the groin as well as the labia majora at the same time. Now, the thing is, the groin is a crease. I don't know about you, but I have a crease in my groin. Anywhere there's a crease, there's a possibility for dirt to build up. And if you don't believe me, go get a wet wipe right now and just wipe your groin area. You'll be surprised to how dirty that area gets. So when you're cleansing your downstairs area, ensure that you get into the groin, right? That crease. and cleanse in there as well. And while you're cleansing it, you're actually cleansing like kind of like the outside of the labia majora at the same time. Then get into the mons pubis, and the mons pubis is obviously where like the top part right there where your hair grows. Get into there as well and wash that area. So we're washing all at the same time, to be honest with you. The groin area, we're washing like outside of the labia majora, and we're washing the mons pubis. So we're cleansing all of those at the very same time. And as I said, get into the groin crease because dirt can build up in there. It's a crease. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wanna spread the pum-pum lips. We call it, it's labia majora, but we know we do call it the pum-pum lips. So spread those lips and get into that crease as well right there. Get into that crease, wash that out. And then we're gonna go down to go between the center where the labia minora is. And we're just gonna wash that part out too. So spread the lips, get into the inside of the labia majora, and then go down the center to cleanse in between the labia minora, right? So we're good to go. We're good to go in that part. The next thing you want to do is cleanse the clitoris. After you cleanse the clitoris, we're moving on to the clitoris hood. Before I move on to my next point, sound off below if you know that you have a clitoris hood. 1, and 2, if you know your clitoris hood needs to be cleansed. And if you've cleansed it, I need to know, because I just found this out, I would say probably like 2 years now, 1.5 years, 2 years. And when I found out, I was like, oh, that part is like a thing. So after you cleanse the clitoris, guys, get into the clitoris hood. It actually can be pulled back and exposed. And you'd be surprised the amount of pum-pum cheese that's in there. Walipa pum-pum cheese in there. It needs to be cleaned. But I didn't know this. So girl, if you didn't know this, don't feel no way. But go get a mirror right now or one to the washroom. Pause this video, make sure you come back and go look. You'd be surprised that, wow, there's stuff in here to clean. Now, it's not called pum-pum cheese. It's actually called smegma. And it's just the natural dirt that builds up right within our feminine area, right? So it's nothing to be ashamed of. But that's definitely an area that we should be cleansing as well. Once you clean the clitoris, pull back your clitoris hood and expose it and wash that area. Please sound off in the comments below and let me know if you knew you had a clitoris hood. And also give me a like if so far I've been providing anything of value. So the area is cleansed and we are good to go now. The next step that I do is, and I think that extremely is important, is exfoliate. You want to exfoliate the area because it prevents and it treats ingrown hair. So if you wax or if you shave or any of that sort, girl, honestly, you should definitely be cleansing the area around like 3 times a week. Nothing too abrasive, nothing too harsh, because our feminine area, the skin down there, is really, really sensitive. So go in with something that's a little bit more like the sugar crystals aren't as harsh, something that's a little bit more soothing. But definitely, girls, go in with a exfoliant and exfoliate the area. It will really help with the ingrown hairs. I know it helped mine. Once the area has been exfoliated, you're good. You're done. That's all she needs to do. That's all she needs to be cleansed. She is good to go. But we're not gonna stop there because there's still a few more steps that we need to get through. Next step is drying. And I know we all overlook this as like, okay, I'm just gonna quickly dry up the area and go about the business. But drying is so important, guys, and we need to stop overlooking it. And this is something that I recently incorporated too, like not really incorporated, but I really started to focus on drying the feminine area properly. Because what happens is if we leave any excess moisture down there, then when we put on our underwear, that excess moisture goes into our underwear. And wherever there's moisture, warm, dark, damp places, that is a recipe for bacterial growth. So if you want to prevent any type of bacterial growth, you're going to want to ensure that you dry your vulva properly. Take the time to dry her out. And I'm actually going to put up a video of how I dry it, because I dry in a specific way. I actually put the towel right in between my labia minora and close my legs, and I leave it there for a couple of seconds so it soaks up all the moisture. So I'll put a video, so I'll show you guys how I do it in the best, obviously, like PG kind of way. I'll do it and show you guys. Your vulva, because it makes a huge difference in your feminine hygiene throughout the day. If you don't dry it, any type of moisture builds with the sweat and the natural oils occurring down there, girl, you can start building up a little bit of funk, and you're gonna be like, but I washed my body good, like what's going on? It's probably because you had some excess moisture on there that you didn't deal with, and now there's a little funk coming from it. So dry the body, dry your vulva properly. So I'm dry, completely dry, and I can feel it because I go in there and I feel to make sure I'm dry. The next thing I do is I moisturize. And I think because I wax, I find that especially the mons pubis right there gets a bit dry. So I moisturize with oil. Like I moisturize with just the baby oil. Nothing too much, nothing excessive, just a little bit of oil, and I moisturize the area. Now we need to put on our underwear. This is so important, and we honestly don't even realize it. A lot of times we think that, oh my God, I'm smelling a little bit of funk down there. What's going on? It's not your vulva. It's not your vagina. It is not your feminine area. It's your underwear that smells. Your underwear smells funky. Let me give you an example. Have you ever washed a t-shirt, and when you go to put on the t-shirt, it still smells like, okay, well, this never washed, because when you smell the armpits, you can still smell the BO in it, and you have to toss it back in the wash? Well, girl, the same thing happens for underwear. A lot of times we toss our underwears in the wash. It doesn't necessarily mean it was washed properly. It doesn't mean that your underwear has a nice, clean, fresh smell when it comes out the wash. And that's something that you have to be conscious of, because it doesn't make no sense that you have a really nice shower, you're all fresh and you're all clean, and then you put on this funky underwear. Well, girl, you're gonna smell funky again. Just like how if you'd put on a dirty shirt, you're gonna smell funky, no matter how much perfume and deodorant and stuff you have on. So how do you know? Girl, smell your underwear. Like, I don't know. If you're not smelling your underwear, what are you doing? Smell your underwear and ensure that it smells fresh. And if it doesn't smell fresh, toss it back in the wash and grab one that's fresh and clean. It is going to make a huge difference in you smelling good all day. That is one of the key things to smelling good all day. Ensuring that your underwear is fresh and smells really nice, because if it's funky, and not because it's dirty, but just because like it's a washing machine and sometimes it really doesn't wash things nice all the time, I'll prove it to you. If you have one day, you're on the road and you're like, yo, I know that I had a nice shower. I know that I'm supposed to be fresh and clean. What is happening? Like, why am I smelling down there right now? Take off your underwear. Going to a washroom somewhere. Going to a Starbucks washroom. Going to the mall. Going to your car. Take off your underwear and put it in your bag. Have a look at Ziploc and put in a Ziploc and zip it up and put it in your bag. So carry a Ziploc with you. You should be even carrying an extra underwear with you, because I do that. But make sure you take off your underwear and put it in your bag. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised that, yo, what the hell? It actually wasn't me. It was this tired underwear. And I'm gonna drop a little nugget on you. Something that I do to ensure that I don't deal with this anymore is I wash my underwear in the shower. This is something I was taught from when I was a child. I wash my underwear in the shower, and I find a huge difference. When I wash my underwear in the shower and then I put it in the laundry to be washed again, we're good to go. The next reason why underwear is important is you want to make sure it's a cotton underwear, and we all know this, right? 100% cotton underwear. But do you know why you should wear cotton underwear? Cotton is breathable. So if you're sweating down there, and our feminine area has tons of sweat glands. You ever work out and then you see down here is wet too, and you're like, oh, wow. It's because we have tons of sweat glands down there. And just like our armpits, you know where they smell? We're very likely to build up a funk. So when you're wearing underwear, or when you're going out to buy underwear, grab a cotton one, because when you're sweating down there, cotton is breathable. It's very likely to dry quickly. If you can't do 100% cotton, just make sure the seat where you would say like your vulva, your actual feminine area is coming in contact with the underwear, you want to ensure that the seat of your panty, that is actually cotton. Girl, that is it. I hope you found value in this video. I hope you learned something. I think these discussions are really important for us to have, and for us to create a space where we feel safe to have these discussions, so we can stop suffering in silence when it comes to feminine hygiene. I hope it was informative, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you soon.